In this video, I want to discuss to you about Marpol Annex 3 and Marpol Annex 4. Marpol Annex 3 is the regulation for the prevention of pollution by harmful substance carried in package form. Annex 3 entered into force on 1st of July 1992 and the revised Annex 3 entered into force in October 2010. First of all, let us understand to which all ship Annex 3 applies to all ship carrying harmful substance in any kind of packaging, in containers, in portable tanks. Portable tanks are tanks which can be moved from one place to another, road tanks or trucks which you can see here, and rail tank wagons which look like this now. The question that arises is, what is harmful substance? Harmful substance are the substances which are identified as marine pollutants in the IMDG code. IMDG code is the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code. For those of you who don't know about the IMDG code, it is a set of 3 books which has to be carried and complied at all times when a vessel is carrying out dangerous goods in packaging form. So it is basically contains a set of guidelines, instruction, and regulations to facilitate the free and restricted movement of dangerous goods and protection of the marine environment. As I told you, the IMDG code comprises of 3 books, Volume 1, Volume 2, and the Supplement Volume 1 of the IMDG code contains general provisions, classification of dangerous goods, and guidelines in packaging, and transporting dangerous goods, which Volume 2 contains the dangerous good list. It is a list dangerous goods carried by sea, and whenever as better power is given against in a substance in the DG list, it means that substance is a marine pollutant. This is the dangerous good list which is given in the Volume 2 of the IMDG code. Let's take an example to make you understand even better. So as you can see, substances are listed in this column, and this in column 4, wherever you find the letter P, that means the substance is a marine pollutant. So have a look at this substance. This is a substance is acetylene, and there is a dash given against this substance. This means that this substance is not a marine pollutant. Now, if you look at ammonia, P is a given against the substance. This means that ammonia is a marine pollutant. In the same way, chlorine is also a marine pollutant, while carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, butylene are not marine pollutants. So, this is how it goes in Volume 1 of the IMDG code. Marine pollutant is defined as substances which are subject to the provision of Annex 3 of Marpol as amended, and this is the marking which is used for marine pollutant. The main objective of Annex 3 is clear to you. The regulations of Annex 3 were developed in order to identify the marine pollutants and transport them in such way to minimize the marine pollution, and also to distinguish between the cargoes which are marine pollutants and which are less harmful. Next is the discharge criteria. As per Annex 3, the rules of discharging harmful goods are straightforward. It is absolutely prohibited to discharge harmful substance into the sea except where there is a grave or imminent danger through the vessel or life of a person. Now, let's have a take look at the requirements of Annex 3. The Annex states that appropriate measures based on the physical, chemical, and biological properties of harmful substance shall be taken to regulate the washing of leakage overboard, provided that compliance with such measures would not impair the safety of the ship and the person on board. This basically means that sufficient steps need to be taken based on the properties of a harmful substance to prevent its discharge into the sea overboard. The regulation of Annex 3 required issuing of detailed standards on packaging, marking, documentation, and storage of dangerous goods, or preventing or minimizing pollution by harmful substances. The guidelines on all of the above are given in the IPC board. Annex 4, which is the regulation for the prevention of pollution by sewage from ships. We will be discussing about the hazards of sewage through which all ships as Annex 4 applies to this event, discharge criteria, and arrangement and equipment present on board to discharge and treat sewage, special areas as per Annex 4 and the ISP certificate. So, let's get started. Annex 4 entered into force on 27 September of 2003. Now, before going ahead, let us understand what is sewage. The wastewater which is generated on board is categorized in two types. First is the gray water, which includes drainage of dishwasher and wash basins in galley. Wastewater generated from drainage of cabin showers and wash basins on a laundry drainage and refrigerator and AC condensate. And the second type is the black water waste. Black water waste consists of drainage from toilets and urinals. Waste generated from hospital via wash basins, hence cover located is in the premises, and drainage from cargo holds of living animals. So please note that regulation of Annex 4 are applicable to the black water waste and not gray water waste. The discharge of sewage was a few hazards. The discharge of raw sewage into the sea can create a health hazard as it contains concentration of nitrates, phosphates, and organic matter. Sewage which can also lead to oxygen depletion, making it difficult for the aquatic environment. Sewage which can also obvious reason for visual pollution in coastal areas, which can create a major problem, or countries with tourist industries. So, to which of all ship does Annex 4 apply to? Marpol Annex 4 applies to what ship which are 400 cross written above engaged in international voyages, and two ships which are less than 400 cross. Their turn is certified to carry more than 15% for treatment and discharge. Of sewage vessels are fitted with some equipments and arrangement are made for the purpose of preventing pollution by sewage. So, I'll tell you in brief about each one of them. First and foremost is the sewage treatment plan. As the name suggests, sewage treatment plan is used to treat sewage on board ships. Inside the STP, the sewage is passed through various filters. It is aerated and the liquid collected inside is disinfected with the help of chlorine. The sewage treatment plan has to be approved by administrations. Next is the commuting and disinfecting system. The commuting and disinfecting system comprises of a grinders come from filter system which breaks down sewage into smaller particles. The filter present is this system separate the solid and liquid from the grinder sewage. This system also has to be approved by the administration. Next is the sewage holding tank. A sewage holding tank is usually fitted on ships irrespective of the treatment equipment available on board. The capacity of this tank is determined by the operation of the ship, its voyage, and number of persons on board. Now, we are going to discuss about the discharge criteria for sewage. Discharge of sewage is based upon how far the vessel is from the nearest land. When the vessel is within the 3 nautical miles of the nearest land, Discharge of sewage is only allowed when it is properly treated in an approved sewage treatment plant. When the vessel is within 3 to 12 nautical miles from the nearest land, discharge of sewage is accepted when it is treated through an approved commuter disinfection system or by the sewage treatment plant. And when the vessel is more than 12 nautical miles from the nearest land, it is allowed to discharge untreated sewage into the sea provided that the vessel is en route and proceeding at a speed of 4 knots or above. And in this case, the seabed shall not be discharged instantaneously, it shall be discharged at a moderate rate. In January 2013, Baltic Sea area has been adopted as the first spatial area of sewage discharge regulation. It is only spatial area for Annex 4 when a vessel is in Baltic Sea. The discharge of sewage is allowed only when this event is treated in sewage treatment plant. Even if the vessel is 3 nautical miles but nautical miles from the nearest land, so that the distance from the nearest land does not matter, it has to be treated in a STP. Now, let's gain some knowledge about the ISPPC, which is the International Sewage Pollution Prevention Certificate. This document certifies that the ship is equipped with appropriate sewage treatment and holding arrangement in compliance with Annex 4 of Marpol. All ships to which Annex 4 applies requires the ICSP certificate. This certificate is valid for a period of not more than 5 years. All equipment of discharging and treatment sewage, such as sewage treatment plant, the commuter, the sewage holding tank, and the short discharge pipeline, and the connection are covered in this certificate. The certificate shows basic ship details such as the name of the ship, its IM number, grocery tonnage, etc., and also details of the equipment on board or treatment and discharge of sewage. So this is the Marpol Annex 3 and 4. So thank you for watching. I am John Ferg Domingo from BS Mar 3A.